Welcome everyone! Tonight we are taking a look at the Thunder Group Mortar and Pestle. This is a very simple tool and it takes a while to get the hang of it. But once you do, it's indispensable when it comes to working with seasonings. It gives you a lot of control over getting just the right coarseness when you're doing blends. In this video, I'm going to be covering three parts. First, I'm going to give a quick overview of the item specifications. Then we're going to do a short demo, and finally we're going to talk about some advantages and disadvantages of this item. So let's begin with some measurements. As the description states, the inner diameter of this mortar and pestle comes in at about 4 inches, slightly under 4 inches actually, at 3 7/8 of an inch. The overall height of this mortar and pestle is about 4.5 inches, and the length of the pestle is 5.5 inches. This mortar and pestle is made of marble, which means it's very versatile. You can use it to soften up some green herbs like basil, or you can go in and grind pretty much any dried herb seed, from peppercorns to fennel seeds to anise seeds, pretty much anything you put in there that comes from a plant. Now for a demo, I'm going to make a lamb roast, and I need a nice seasoning blend. So I'm going to take 1/4 teaspoon of peppercorns, just a couple more. We're going to do 1/4 teaspoon of rosemary, 1/4 teaspoon of fennel seeds, 1/8 teaspoon of sea salt. Now when you're working with a mortar and pestle, there's really two operations you need to be aware of. The first one is called bashing. As the name suggests, all you're doing is you're going in and you're smashing these down. But before you do that, you want to use your other hand to just kind of cover up the pestle so things don't start flying everywhere. You're just going to bash these in. We're just going to use this to crack up the seeds and crack up the peppercorns. Now that we crushed them up a little bit, we switch to our second operation. This one's called muddling, and I'm going to hold the pestle just like this. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to swish it back and forth against the edges. What this does is it grinds up the spices up against the side of this marble here. And we don't want to turn this into dust. We want this to have a little bit of a texture to it since we're using it for a roast seasoning. And right here is about where we want it. See, just like this. Take a look at this. We want to have a little bit of a texture here. Look at that, this is perfect. Moving on to the last part of our video, advantages and disadvantages. As you saw, this item works great for grinding spices. Barely 2 minutes and we already had our lamb seasoning ready. One aspect I really like about it is this groove, the circular groove at the bottom. It helps hold the ingredients in place when you're mashing them together. The one disadvantage I want to call out though, this pestle, it just feels a little bit short. When I'm bashing things, my wrist sometimes hits up against the rim. I just wish the handle was just a little bit longer so I could get a better grip on it. But the marble, it's really good quality. I've been using this item for the past 3 weeks, and all that bashing, I don't see any chips or dents or dings in the stone on the bottom. It's holding up together very well. On the outside, the finish is really nicely done. It's got a nice glaze throughout. I don't see any chips or cracks in it. The detail is excellent. To sum things up, I'm very happy with this mortar and pestle. Such a simple tool, but I'm reaching for it anytime I'm working with spices. I hope this review was helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments section, and I'll do my best to answer them.